I am excited to be here with you. I am the founder behind Life with Herpes. It is a blog. It is a community for an online community for people living with herpes. It is a podcast. It is a YouTube channel. I'm trying to think what else. That's it, which is a lot. So welcome. I'm excited to be here with you. Hi, friends. Welcome. Thanks for joining. I'm putting in the website in case you have any questions. And I'm jamming out right now to Rihanna. So let me turn that down. I'm just like totally jamming. So before I get going, I am actually moving today. So if you look behind me, it's like, it's a total disaster going on right now. So anyways, that is what's up. So just a quick disclosure, if my phone rings, I'm going to have to answer it because it's a moving truck or a delivery for a washer dryer or something like that. So I will have to answer it. I do apologize ahead of time. All right, let's get going. Oh, before I do that, I always say this, I need to get the link and I need to add it into our private Slack group. Let me just add that really quick and just so we have it. So that the people can join if they want to. Send it now. Yeah. Okay. All right. So hope everybody's having a great Friday. Can you believe it's Friday again? It's almost July. June is almost over. I can't even believe it. It's technically the first day of summer, second day of summer, depending on how you want to look at it. And I feel like summer is already like, and I feel like I'm missing it. Anyways, anyone else feel that way? Okay, hi friend, welcome. All right, let's get going and answer some questions. So I want to thank everybody for submitting their questions. I appreciate it. People have submitted their questions either going to lifewithherpes.com and doing the hashtag #AskAlexandra, or they have asked them in our Slack group. So either way, there is a way to do that. Hi friends, welcome. All right, let me get my question pulled up here. While I'm doing that, if you guys have questions, you can feel free to ask right now while we are live. If you have any questions, or if I'm talking and you're like, oh, that triggers a question that I had or whatever is right up my alley, feel free to ask it. You can just type it in the chat box. Also, another disclosure, my washer dryer is going, so I apologize if that's making too much noise as well. I'm just trying to get one last load in so that when I make my bed tonight, it is clean sheets, right? All right. First question. Welcome. Okay. Does anyone get outbreaks down there every month? I don't like taking daily medicine. Okay, so yes, that's so common for women to get outbreaks right before their period, during their period, even during ovulation. So it's kind of a lot of the, not side effects, symptoms of our menstrual cycle. So our period and ovulation, they're kind of the same. When we ovulate, we kind of get the same thing when we're on our period. And so that is very common. A lot of times when we're on our menstrual cycle, our immune system is a little bit lower. There's just a lot going on. And it's very common for women to get outbreaks during their period. So yes. Okay, we have a question. Do people feel like you are trying to deceive them when you initiate a date and disclose? Do people feel like you are trying to deceive them when you initiate a date and disclose? No. So here's the thing about dating, and here's the thing about disclosing, and here's the thing about herpes. And I believe that because of the stigma, we carry this cloud of like, oh my gosh, I have herpes. No one's ever going to want to date me. What do I do? Yada, yada. And I believe that it's absolutely your own personal private business unless you're going to sleep with them, unless you're going to expose them to this virus. I believe it is totally your secret if that makes sense. There's no reason why you should feel like you're deceiving them. I like to use the example of, let's say you were hundreds of thousands of dollars in debt. Would you feel like you wouldn't be able to go on a date with someone? Or would you feel like you'd be deceiving them because you didn't tell them on date one that you owed hundreds of thousands of dollars? So I like to use it that way. So, I mean, financial things, that's always a big trigger. Family, you know, how many kids do you want to have? Do you want to have kids? These are all really big things that can affect a relationship. I don't think herpes does. I really, really don't believe herpes should even affect a relationship. So no, I don't feel like it's a deceptive thing to do. However, what I want to say to that is, and what I always say to everybody, you can't control other people's emotions. You can't just control how they're going to feel when you disclose. You can't control what their thought process is. There's a lot of things that you can't control. What you can control is your emotions towards it and your emotions to their reactions. So just keep that in mind. I don't believe it's deceptive whatsoever to go on a date and not tell anybody that you have herpes. It's like saying, like, going and having coffee with a friend. Why would I need to tell them that I have herpes if I'm just going to coffee? If you're just going on a date, when you boil down like the date, I see what you're saying in the long run, and like the idea is to sleep with someone or, you know, have sex. Obviously, you know, that's what we do. But I wouldn't worry about feeling deceptive. Does that answer your question? Okay. Let me know, like text back, or anybody else that's watching, if they have questions, let me know. Okay. Next question. My boyfriend gave me herpes. We broke up yesterday. If he went and started having sex with other girls, will he give them herpes too? All right. So, sorry that you broke up. That's what breakups are always really hard. They're not fun. So sorry you broke up. So yeah, herpes. So yeah, if he starts having sex with other girls, yeah, absolutely, he can transmit it to them. There are ways to prevent transmission, which is communication, and antivirals, and protection using condoms or any other latex form of birth control. But yeah, just because it's a skin-to-skin disease, so he can absolutely transmit it to anybody else that he would have sex with. So yeah, absolutely. Great question, though. I hope you're doing well. Breakups, they suck. But they can be good because there's always another bus coming, right? Always someone else. Okay. And I'm glad I answered your question about the deception. So cool. Thanks for your feedback on that. All right. I have genital HSV1. What does that mean for me if I found it with genital HSV2? Great question. Could we both pass them to each other and end up with both strains genitally? That's a hard word, genitally. What would that mean? Even more outbreaks? All right. So let me just break down the question and answer it. What does that mean for me if I found a partner with genital HSV2? So exactly what you're saying. You have two different strains, even though they're very, very similar strains, and they have the same symptoms, and they break out the same, and they kind of do the same thing. They actually live differently in our I can never this word always in our sorry guys, I'm like lost for words right now. In our it'll come to me. Nervous system. They live differently in our nervous system. So HSV1 kind of lays dormant in this area, our neck and jaw area, that the nervous system, that area. And then HSV2 lies dormant in our vertebrae, in our backbone, back in that area. So they kind of live different areas, and then they will expose themselves based on where they were exposed originally. So yes, you can pass a partner HSV1 genitally, and if your partner has HSV2, he can pass it to you genitally. So then yes, you can end up with both herpes and HSV1 and HSV2 genitally. Vice versa, if this was an oral thing, you could end up with both orally. So there's really any combination. So it's really a great question, and I'm really glad you asked. Would this mean even more outbreaks? Yes, no, I don't know. I mean, if you look at it, like if you get another virus, then technically yes, but it may not, your body may not have as many outbreaks. I have both strains of HSV1 and HSV2. HSV1, I get outbreaks. I've had 2 outbreaks, and they were 14 years apart. So I don't really notice it or even know that I have it. It just depends on your body. So I can't answer that one. But yeah, that's just something to know. A lot of people think, oh, I already have herpes, so, it doesn't matter. But yeah, there are multiple strains. Great question. Great question. Okay, next question. Let me just take a quick sip of my tea. I'm hoping you could do an Ask Alexandra podcast on oral sex with genital herpes. Okay, I did. So that's great. I'm glad that you're asking for it. I do have a couple of them on oral sex and genital herpes. So great. My question is, to your knowledge, and I guess possibly experience, what are the risks and methods to engage in type of sexual activity? Penetrative vaginal sex has not been an issue for me since coming to terms with my diagnosis, but oral is a whole other beast. I have yet to tackle as far as receive as the HSV2 positive person in my relationship. Okay, you haven't received oral sex. Okay. I don't really know how to ask for it, nor how to protect my partner. My partner has HSV orally. Okay. So think of it this way. Both you and your partner want to protect each other. My college roommate she explained it really well when we were talking about condoms one time. And it was like, it's not just it's not just getting protected from someone. You are also protecting your partner. Even though we think that we don't have anything, a lot of times we don't realize that we do. So don't think, oh, I want to protect my partner. You also are protecting yourself. Okay. So keep that, both those in mind, right? We're protecting each other. And that's a really sexy thing, to protect each other. All right, so I do have a couple of episodes on this. I'll have to look, but they talk about sex, oral sex, condoms, and dental dams, and all that fun stuff. So just to do this really quick, how to initiate, I mean, that's a conversation I would have with your partner, not during sex. I would have the conversation before sex and be like, hey, just so you know, this is something I enjoy. Since we've been diagnosed and all this, it's something I would like to receive. How do you feel comfortable? Like, are you comfortable with it? Did you know I like it? And do you want to receive it as well? I mean, I think it's just a conversation about, giving and receiving. I think that's, again, a conversation you can have, not in the heat of the moment during sex. I mean, it's okay to talk about sex when you're not having sex. And that's a really strong foundational practice that you can have with your partner. Here's some things that are important, like you were talking about. You want to protect each other. So you can use a dental dam, which would basically, it's like a latex condom. You could cut the top off, cut up it, and then you could use that as a dental dam. So he could place that on your vagina, and you could use that for oral sex, as well as you could use a condom when performing oral sex with your partner. So back and forth both ways, if you want to prevent, protecting each other. Again, this is something that you should talk to your partner about and have this conversation. Oral sex and protection is something that we haven't been educated on or really used or discussed, or oral sex has always been the like, oh, well, I don't have a condom, or I'll just give you a blowjob, or I'll get a blowjob, whatever it is. It's kind of been the like, oh, we don't have a condom, so we'll just do this, so we're protected. But really, if you think about it, everything that you can get everything the same way. So just because you're having oral sex doesn't mean that you're totally protecting yourself, right? In fact, you can pass and transmit everything. Hi, new friends. Welcome. Thanks for joining. But that's a great question. I'm really glad that you asked that. Okay. Having itch problems. Anyone know what I can use? Great. Yeah, I think, and I hear a lot from people like, oh, I have an itch, is it an outbreak? Oh, I have a tingle, is it an outbreak? Really, I don't know. You'll have to start to feel your body and kind of see what your symptoms are. What I like to recommend is I could give myself an itch on my elbow right now. If I think about it hard enough, I'd be like, my elbow itches, right? And if you tune into your body, there's sensation, there's tingles, there's itches, there's, goosebumps, there's like sensation all over my body when I tune into it, right? So start tuning in and knowing like what is, hi friends, welcome, what could potentially feel like an outbreak or not. Just because you have an itch, just because you have a tingle, just because you have like a little hot spot doesn't mean that it's herpes. So I just want you to start tuning into those signs and symptoms. But having an itching problem, can anyone tell me what to use? I would just use coconut oil. It's organic, it's simple, it's one ingredient, it antiviral, antibacterial. I don't know if your itch is from a yeast infection. I don't know if you're a man or woman, so I'm not sure, but I don't know if it's from a yeast infection. I don't know what jock itch is because I'm not a guy. I should ask someone. I don't know what it is, but I guess you get itchy down there. I don't know, but maybe coconut oil would help. And it's, antiviral, antibacterial. It's soothing. It's like a lotion. And anytime I have, an itch or I just feel like I need like a little refresher in there, I will add coconut to. I'll just put coconut all over my body, and that reminds me I didn't put lotion on today. I need to put my coconut oil on. But great question. What foods can I eat to avoid outbreaks? All right. Love this question because I truly believe that there's a lot that plays into, there's a lot, we can control our outbreaks quite significantly. And a lot of it has to do with our diet and has to do with our lifestyle and has to do with toxic relationships, has to do with a lot. Ooh. But what foods can you eat to avoid outbreaks? What I'm going to recommend, and it sounds, it sounds simple, but stay away from processed foods, stay away from sugar, stay away from cookies, donuts, like all that stuff that we know it's not good for us. Like we know, like you see a donut. I was getting a tea today at Whole Foods, and there was a donut case right next to me, and I'm like, looks so good, and they're at Whole Foods, so they're probably like healthy donuts, but they're still not good. Like we know that, right? Doesn't mean we can't have them now and then, but if we cut out some of those foods, that would really significantly improve our immune system. It would improve our overall digestion. It would improve our overall health. This is not something that happens overnight. This is something that happens over time. Some foods that I would love to recommend are fish, shellfish, any type of fish. Fish. Great for preventing outbreaks. Other things that are also great are avocados. Believe it or not, I love avocados. Avocados are great. What else is great? Yogurt, dairy. Dairy is also a great thing. And vegetables that do not have seeds. So technically, if you have a seed, you're a fruit. But we categorize like bell peppers as a vegetable, and we categorize tomatoes as vegetables. But they're actually fruit. Anyways, but vegetables without seeds. So that would be a true vegetable. So it would be asparagus, it would be cauliflower, it would be broccoli, it would be things like vegetables without seeds. So kind of think of adding those things into your diet. But yeah, I have a lot of podcasts on it. I talk about this a lot of episodes for you to look at. So definitely go back. If this is something that you're really interested in, because I know it can be kind of intimidating to go, well, you stand at the grocery store and you're like, what do I do? What do I order? What do I not order? How do I do this? What's good? What's not good? This is something that we can totally talk about. Come join our support group. We meet twice a week. I would love to go in depth with this with you. So it's really a great way to do it. And go plan it. But yeah, there's a lot of great foods that you can eat. And it doesn't mean that you can't have processed foods. Like again, standing at the Whole Foods counter ordering my tea this morning, I was looking at those donuts and the scones and the cookies. and they all looked so good, and it doesn't mean that I would get an outbreak if I ate one. What it means is if I have one for breakfast, and I have one for lunch, and then I have one the next day, and then I have, it continues to add up in our body. So don't look at your body as a garbage disposal. Look at it as, what can I put in it that's really going to be good for it? Any more questions? Any more questions? I am looking at myself in the reflection. I look exhausted. I have not slept well because, when you're moving, like you just, I got to do this, I got to do that, I got to do this, I got to pack. Oh my gosh. And so I am like, I didn't sleep last night. I was up at like 3 a.m., bright-eyed, bushy-tailed. Like, I was like, hey guys, I was like an owl or coyote. Like, hey, like my poor husband, Bill was like, I'm like, hey Bill, what's up? What do you want to do? He's like, I want to sleep. Anyways, I am exhausted now. Anywho, I cannot wait to see you guys next week. I will be on the road. I will be in a new destination. So I will see you. I will be in California, which is exciting. So I'll be in California. I'll be posting today and tomorrow on Instagram Live my move. So if you want to follow along, it's just Alexandra Harbushka. You can follow along on that. All right, my friends, I can't wait to see you in our community. I can't wait to meet you. Thank you so much for submitting your questions. I truly feel blessed and honored to be here with you. It is a great gift. And I just want you to know I'll be thinking about you. I can't wait to see you next week. Have an awesome weekend. Go to the pool, have a beer, have fun. Go to the beach, whatever it is that you want to go do that. Have fun. Go on a date. Don't worry about telling him or her. Like, just have fun. Life is way too short. Do not let herpes control your dating life, your happiness, don't put a glass ceiling on your life, or don't walk around like Eeyore with a big cloud. It is so not worth it. Life is so beautiful and so short and so precious. And you are all blessings in my life, and I am blessed to be here with you. All right, I will see you all next week. Same time, same place. And I'll see you soon. Toodles. And I never know how to turn this off. Let me figure it out. Bye, guys. Yay, okay, I'm going to do it. Bye.